Hello everyone, this is Mistress Nightmare here. We're going to continue reading Crimson Grin Chapter 3. Before we get started, I want you guys to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you guys want more creepypasta fanfictions out there. Until then, let's get started. I just sat there, staring at the drawing. Approximately, I didn't know what to do. Should I just brush it off? Call the police? They would probably say I'm crazy, I guess. The idea was out. I sat down in front of my canvas, wondering if someone painted, something painted, would it help? I was pulled out of my plate, being too added to drop each color on him. It appeared it was out of white and red. I scrolled, remembering all the red paint I used up in the skull painting. Well, out of the four colors I mentally used are gone. I needed white for the mask. The third, I suppose blue, wouldn't be that bad, and brown. White could just be painted parts of the canvas. I nodded to myself as I began to paint the picture of the masked man. His black pants and shoes, blue jacket, dark eyes on the white mask, troubled brown hair ruffling on the top of his head, slightly falling onto the mask, and the green notebook that laid in his hands. I even used a tingeing of yellow for his pen, adding the smiling face onto it. The only thing that was missing was his smile. I paused, my lips sighing, as I was so eager that I would have forgot the most important part, the conclusion of the red. I scrolled, making the mental note to get some more on the weekend, when I could finish that up, unless the masked man got to me first. A shiver immediately made its way up my spine, my lips into a skull line. I was unnerving to experience that again. My curiosity was stronger. I sighed, standing up and throwing off my stained apron that I wore when I paint. The old red paint stains that made it look like a bit of red blood splatter. I chuckled to myself, throwing it on the chair. I quickly took a shower, changing into a tank top and some shorts, like I do every night. When I exited the bathroom, I heard a sound from the front door opening and slamming shut as the person entered. The sound of my father's boots echoing on the floor as he walked down the hall, approaching my room. I quickly threw my door shut, locking it. No, not today. I don't need this. As fast as I could, I flipped the lights off and slid into bed. A ruffling pound on my door caused my heart to flip within my chest. Jovi, unlock this door, my father's voice shouted. Something of what slender? I remained there as I looked over to see the drapes on my window. They were still pulled back once more. The nerves twitched as I worried, not of my own father, but the masked man as well. And more pounding, banging approached, along with an annoyed and tired grunt that flew from his mouth as his fist collided with the door. Some of the bangs became heavier, almost like he was ramming the door with his elbow. My brown eyes were emotionless, staying glued to the window. Part of me wanted to see the masked man standing there, but I couldn't feel as much fear as I do confront when I see the mask. Confront that I'm being seen, obviously noticeable. The people who do me wrong are seen yet but remain overlooked. It still felt nice to have someone see. It made me feel less alone, to contain existence. Finally, the pounding stopped. His boots trotted down the hallway, slipping in the final thud, booming in the walls in the different room. The sound of glass breaking flew toward afterwards. He must have knocked another picture down. He appears to have a bad habit of doing so. I sighed to shut my eyes and landing back on my pillow. I suppose it wouldn't hurt going into bed early. I could have been worry-free for once. Speaking of worries, I didn't do my math homework again. Oh well, fuck it. I have better things to do, like sleep. Next morning, I prepared for school, as always. Pulling on a band tee, some jeans, as always, and some bracelets, rings, combat boots, and hairstyle. On my way out, I grabbed an apple to munch on as I walked to school. My bag thumped against my hips as I walked, taking a large bite from this shiny red apple. I approached the Deering building. Noticed something was off. Right as I entered, the gloomy atmosphere, the cloud in the air, people, Zora chatting and noise diminished and veiled at me. My eyes narrowed, but I continued to my first class. People were frowning, which was odd. Some tired eyes, others eager or hysterical. What the hell is going on? Not a word has muttered in my first class. People did their work. Norley remarked, not lying across the room as usual. Still, not having a single friend, there wasn't a soul I couldn't ask what's going on. A distraction to annoy it. I went to my final block. Feared I didn't concern me at all. In fact, it was peaceful, which was growing on to me. Why can't every day be like this? That would have been fantastic. Walking in, I slumped into my seat, seeing Brandy, who was the last to enter, with a frown plastered on his face. He looked like death as he nearly fell into his seat next to me. My eyes widened, my eyebrows raised. Since when was the ringleader quiet? Did someone famous, probably a famous perky person, die or something? I peered around. The usual perks of eyes cast down, all but Julie, who wasn't here today. Perhaps today it will be going to be good, after all. Suddenly a voice snapped sound on the interior. Students, please have a moment of silence for a member who is no longer with us. We have lost a student. Jamie's Stephen, everyone stay safe and keep Jenny in your hearts. It was the same speech they gave each time that someone died, no matter the cause, but I couldn't help but feel the smallest pang of happiness go through me. Guilt instantly floated, but I couldn't help but the smile crept across my lips. I quickly covered up with a hand, not wanting anyone to see this sarcastic smile that appeared to be plastered on my face, although the spark in my brown orbs was hard to miss. One of the people who had bullied me for the years is finally gone out of my life, not to worry about it any longer. What a nice thought. Concerning that Jenny was in this class and the teacher didn't really have a subject us to work in this day, everyone was moping and upset but me. I couldn't help but feel slightly bit distracted perhaps. Brandy was right when he was and I was demented, so it'd been demeaned of me. I would have been the one to kill her. A laugh bursted from my lips, although I quickly tried to cover it up as a cough. Multiple eyes fell onto me. As I continued to hide my grin, I just stared at the clock, waiting for time to slowly tick by. Brandy didn't seem like he was going to interrogate me today, which was also a plus. I stared at the window, half excited to see the masked figure, but he wasn't there, nowhere to be seen. Only the soft clouds of ray of sunshine tried their best to peek out. The wind was slightly causing a tree to land on their sides, leaf rustling by. My eyes scanned, but he wasn't there. I let out a sad sigh. The bell rang, causing me nearly to jump out of my sleep. I quickly grabbed my things, rushed out of the door, hoping to get home as quickly as possible. Obviously, I need to check the news or something because I really don't think that Jenny was the type to kill herself. Seemed pretty concerned with her life. Car accident? I don't know. Oh well, I suppose I would say. I approached my house. I hesitated before I entered, making sure my father wasn't home. Just like I hoped, he was nowhere to be found, nor was my mother, who I haven't seen what felt like months. I quickly walked to my room, sliding my bag down. I eagerly turned on the TV, which it was on before I noticed something next to my canvas. There was a jar, sealed, filled to the brim with red. It sat there, no note or any expiration. An odd smile sketched across my face. I needed it for the red paint. The disgust or discouraged, I need to hurry over, lifted the jar, I turned it and washed the lid, swirling around inside. I eagerly pulled out a paintbrush, turning towards almost my completing painting of the masked man. He must have brought the paint today for me to finish the drawing of him. I blushed the slight, wondering about the strange relationship I have with him. I felt like I was something good. We had something good terms with him. Then again, I could be wrong. Unswelled to the cap off the jar, dripping the paintbrush in the air, dipping the paintbrush in. I lifted it to the canvas, drawing the circle line of his smile into the canvas, but then I noticed something odd. The thick liquid trailed down, slightly confusing, like clumsily. It's not paint. It wasn't paint. My eyes shot wide, my heart rumbling within my chest as I stared at the now dyed crimson brush bits on my paintbrush. It was blood.